I always talk a lot about curiosity-oriented learning, and I've always found it's one of those things which worked really well for me. And I think this is the natural way. This is the only way that works, and it's been proven now scientifically, and even people have experienced it firsthand that you seem to perform better at learning and understanding and retaining information if you feel some sort of interest and liking to the subject and the concept or the idea that you're exploring or trying to learn. So this is the one way that, it's probably the top most effective and most sensible approach when we talk about learning language or building a skill. But second thing, which is also a phenomenally, it's also very effective in a sense that it can provide you a framework, a system to help and sustain that flow and that consistency in your actions and daily routine to carry on with same impact and same effectiveness. Because we often see that, first few days we have this, there's spark, we perform way better, but it declines day by day, and after a while we get, we leave it all together and we move on with other stuff. So today I'm going to talk about basically progress tracking, and this is also very effective. It's old school, and we get to go back to the basics because basics always work, and we can there's a lot of evidence for the old tactics and techniques and all those strategies. Modern world usually focus too much on technicalities and digitalization and integrating technology even, but we lose those the essence of learning in a sense. So today we're going to talk about progress tracking. Progress tracking is basically documenting and tracking everything that you do that relates to your learning. That could be your journals, you can write down your progress, how many pages you've written, or how many pages you've read today, or how much time you have spent speaking, or how much time you spend listening. So these are some ways of giving your brain to look at something to prove. It's sort of a proof, really. It's an evidence that you are making progress, and it's not just vague and just it's not air. Like, it's very tangible and very concrete stuff going on, and you're making progress, and you can observe it through your senses, quote unquote. So this is very important to keep in mind, and this gives your mind, it's a way of consciously and deliberately it usually doesn't work when we talk about other skills, but it works well in learning English, reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So I'd suggest you go from this, and it's a very simple, I'd give you an example. Let's say we talk about reading, right? Usually you would go for books, you'd go for resources like blogs, articles, or anything else that you like, and how you're going to document it's also very subjective, and there's no one fit for all. You have to find what fits you and what sort of resonates with you. So one thing which works really well for me is taking pictures, right? And this is like the highest form of visualization. You're practically making it as real and as it's so pragmatic. So you take a picture, for example, you read a book, you read 2, 10, 5 pages, and you take the picture of the first page and you took the picture of the last page. That's all you did. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, that's all you did. Now you have 2 images, you make a colleague of them, a collage of them, and you put them into a combined form. You have 2 in 1 basically, and you save it somewhere. You can put it in your You can put it online. Of course, you can keep it private. You can put it in Google Drive, Open Drive, wherever you want. That is there for, forever. Now you can access it anytime and every time you feel like, because this is very important. If you have, let's say, you do it for a week. After a week, you'd be able to get back to it and see it and look at it and just observe it that you have made some progress, because our mind and brain has a tendency to lose so much and so many of the memories. So it's first of all, you need your brain to constantly and just keep reminding yourself that this is a certain identity you are trying to build, right? And these are certain habits, behaviors, and routines you're trying to adopt. So this is basically you're giving your brain and your own mind to believe in something, to know that this is not just talk, right? These are real actions and real progress that I'm making, right? So this is basically how it works: progress tracking, progress documentation. Pictures are very effective. You can make videos as well. You could record a video explaining the idea you've learned in what you've read, or what you're studying, or everything. So this would go a long way. So I think this is it for today. I'll see you guys next time.